sporting, motivational, entrepreneurial, travel, music, those who just have an interesting story. So guys, welcome back to the second episode of the Frankly Nuts podcast. Just before we start, we both want to say thanks so much for the likes, the shares, the comments, the subscribes. It's all meant a lot to us. It really helps.
Yeah, absolutely. We're joined here today by Dan Sweeney. Dan the man, how are you, sir?
I'm good now, lads. How are you?
Very good, thanks.
Yeah.
Very good. So look, I suppose what we look at you as, we see you as a bit of a serial entrepreneur. And you've your own gym, you've a cafe. I suppose what we'd like to start with is maybe your journey from when you finished school, I suppose, to where you are now, really.
Okay. I suppose there's no easy way to go through that. I think when I finished school, I think it was in 2008, did my leaving cert and I was in Crease 3. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, you know. I think it's hard for students, especially like at 18, 19 years of age, and deciding what you want to do for the rest of your life.
It is way too hard, yeah.
But I kind of knew I wanted to go down the sport and fitness route. I got injured on my first year of college. I was doing rec and leisure. I got injured in the first year, tore my cruciate, and I was playing soccer for Cork City under 21s.
Jesus.
So I had to go get my cruciate reconstructed, and that's kind of where I was introduced to the gym then and personal training. So I took an interest in that. I started to go down that route. In 2011, 2010, I started working in the fitness industry. Yeah. 2014, I set up my own personal training studio, just small studio. It was, I think it was 1,000 square feet. It was just me by myself. Mm-hmm. But I'd kind of put some time into social media before that. So I kind of had a bit of a name for myself, if you want to say that, so that people would kind of follow me over. Mm-hmm. So when I opened that studio, I was busy as nearly as soon as I started. A year down the line there, I worked with a guy, Sam, who's still working with us now in the gym.
Yes,
legend. Yeah. He came on board with me in that small studio, and then 6 months later we moved into the gym where we are now. So the gym has been open now 7 months. Nearly 7 months, yeah. And 2 months into that, we kind of built a cafe upstairs, kind of a healthy cafe. So that's kind of where we are now.
Very good.
Sam came in, and 6 months later he opened up to a kind of a commercial thing.
Yeah.
Was that in the works a while before Sam joined the team with you, or was it something you and Sam talked about when he came on board? Or
I'm kind of type of person that I go with something just when I got feeling.
Yeah.
I always said, and I've always said it to my wife, that I never wanted to own a commercial gym. I never wanted to have one. But I think the time came that I had to do it. I couldn't. I suppose I was kind of doing PTs from 6 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Then Sam came on board and he took a bit of that from me. Yeah. But we couldn't continue doing what we were doing. We wanted to do so much more on social media, and we didn't have the time then when we were full with clients, you know. So I think the commercial gym was the next route. But I think if you were in our gym yesterday, I think we're different to a commercial gym. It's still kind of a lot more personal than a commercial gym. We know everyone by name. We have a good laugh with everyone. So I think it's different to that. Definitely. It was something that we set out to do. I'm the type of person that I love getting to know people, and I love knowing everyone's background when they come into the gym. I love knowing that they have a family or kids or where they work. It's important, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Did you find it was a big leap, and who was there big influences, I suppose, behind that, like family and stuff, in helping you take the leap? Or
again, like, it's for me, it was a massive step, but it was a gut feeling. I can always remember I was down in Bunny Cannellan's restaurant
I was just there recently. Yeah.
So I was down there. I think it was for one of our birthdays or something. I was with my wife, and I was just sitting across the table, and I said, I have to open the gym, and I just started. I met kind of the bank manager, who was always a legend. The next day, I think and it just snowballed from there. Yeah. I just kind of get gut feeling, and I'll always go with it. I've never made a mistake yet, and I think it's something that people are afraid of. They'll always go by what they have in their head or what they have in their heart, or what other people say, what their families say. But I think if you really think about it and look out or listen to what your gut is saying, then you'll always make the right decision.
Go for it, like. And what's good as well, like, there's a funny story behind how the team expanded then, like, from you and Sam, it came to Josie and Kate.
Two stalkers, yeah.
Yeah, they came up to you and Costa Coffee, like, that's how essentially they got.
I used to kind of go to Costa Coffee in Wilton every day, just doing stuff on my laptop when we were expanding onto the gym. So Sam was busy away doing PTs, and I was just tossing on the laptop. So we were organising, getting everything ready, ordering our equipment, etc. And the two girls, Kate and Josie, they had their own kind of Instagram page, and I was following them for a while. And they were kind of my type people. They were really funny, and they weren't afraid to do anything, post funny pictures of themselves or funny videos. So they were in Costa the same time as I was there, and they called over. They actually wrote to me, sorry, on Instagram while I was there, and they said, "We see you're in Costa. Can we join you for a coffee?" And it kind of started from there. So I met them. We talked for maybe 20 minutes. I knew I liked them straight away. And the next day I met them and asked them would they come aboard.
Yeah, it seems like they really fit in with kind of the ethos that you have going on as a gym. Like, you know, they're very energetic, and you can see on the Snapchats there all the time. Like they're owning it really. Like
No, they are no.
Yeah.
At the start, the very first week, I said that we wanted to be all over social media and every platform, and Snapchat was the one thing they said they wouldn't be comfortable with, but now you can't get the phone out of the
She wouldn't even know, even like when we were leaving yesterday, she was straight there. Like,
it's a normal thing for them now. The girls actually now look after the Snapchat more than we do.
Yeah,
it's on their phones all the time, but it's no, I think it's something that people just get comfortable with when they start doing anything. The more and more you do it, the more you get comfortable with.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And like the big thing for you now as well is collaborations with other. We saw like you went up to Wicklow now to meet the Happy Pear lads.
Yeah,
was that something you had in the works for a while again, or?
I think nearly Irish businesses as a whole, we're nearly afraid to collaborate with different people because we see them as competitors. But you teaming up with different people in the same industry as you or other industries, it's only going to build your reputation or your following, and I see it as huge. And I love teaming up with different people because, like, even having a conversation with you yesterday, and today, I'll learn things from you and you learn things from me. You know that you'll never know. And meeting up with new people and just making new relationships, it always helps your business.
Yeah.
Something I always encourage people to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Those two lads bring the energy big time as well, like the Happy Pear, in fairness to them. Like,
they're two fellas that I look up to big time. They're like a Marmite. They're love-hate. A lot of people dislike them, but I see it as, I don't know, they're just too happy, and people think that they're fake because they're too happy. But I've met them a lot of times. They've taken me on tours of they've taken me on tours of their production facility in Wicklow, and they have a massive operation, but they're just two down to earth guys just going around in shorts and flip flops all day long. Just and like they're making huge money. Their business is massive, and they've opened a new cafe now in Dublin, and there's another one coming. But I know there'll be loads. They'll look to do one in London in time. They will be huge. But they're just two down to earth guys.
Now and everything like
Soup Valley and Central now as well.
This week actually, I think, were they?
We're
in Cork yesterday.
They're in West Cork now.
Oh, West Cork now today. Yeah.
They actually call into, like, they're that type of guys that I think if you give them some support, he'll give the same back to you. They were down in Cork. I think it was last month. And they messaged and asked if they could call into the gym to us, which is a huge thing for us. Like, we didn't have to plague them, but they see us as friends. They wanted to call in, and they made time, and I think they spent maybe 2 or 3 hours there. They just ended a training session with us and just chill out and had a chat, which is great, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to see like just two down to earth lads. Like they have a big following, but it doesn't go to their head. Like they're supporting other businesses.
It's amazing.
It's definitely good to see. Like
Then you expanded on to the Pallet Café. So coffee is coffee a bit of a passion of yours? Like, I know it's a big trend now, really, across the world in the last couple of years. But
I think it's getting, like, coffee is cool now.
Yeah,
and everyone drinks. Everyone drinks coffee. I know it was always something, like, I was really interested in food when I had the small PT studio. I used to do kind of small recipe videos and stuff like that. Stuff that wasn't exactly great quality, but I used to put stuff out there. And it was always something I wanted to do. I always said I wanted to open a cafe. And I never pictured that be inside the gym. And it was just a case of when we had the layout of the unit I have now, and when we looked at the way it was going to be built, I knew it'd be perfect upstairs, especially above the change rooms. You were there yesterday. So we kind of knocked the hole through wall and stuff. So I knew it'd be a cool location. So it kind of just went from there, snowballed again.
Very good. And it's still kind of a separate entity then as well. Like, you don't have to go to the gym to go to the cafe.
No.
You can go to the cafe on its own.
See, like, people would ask that. People asked if do you have to be a member to go there, and is it only all healthy food? But like, we're the type of people again that you don't have to be extreme when you go to the gym. You don't have to be weighing out all your food type thing. You know, I've made that mistake before. So we tried to make it a total different entity so that people know it's a different business, even though it's ours as well. But it's not Dan Sweeney Health Fitness Cafe or, you know, the fitness cafe, because again it's just associated with being extreme.
Yeah, and just on the weighing out the food and stuff, I think I saw in one of your videos you were talking about you were in Thailand, I think, a few years ago, and you were big into weighing out your food then. Could you tell us a little bit about that story?
So how long do you have?
We've all day.
That was I actually proposed to my wife 2 days, so that was the 14th of August. Went on the 16th of August, I think it was 2014. I think it was 2014 or 2013, sorry. And I was so extreme with my food that I thought that you had to weigh everything, and like, you get great results from it, of course, when you're looking after it, but you have to live your life as
Yeah.
well. So
Mentally,
it was basically a case of I was packing my bag and I made sure that I had my bag of oats in and my luggage going to Thailand. I'd loads of different pills. And when I say pills, things like multivitamins and fish oils and stuff like that, and protein powder. But I planned to bring my weighing scales. I obviously forgot it. But when I arrived there, I was so stressed. That was the first thing I looked for. I was emptying my bag. I needed to eat food. I looked for my weighing scales. Wasn't there. So I left it at home on the kitchen table.
That's insane.
So I texted my sister, and I had a flask at home. Say if it was a bottle like this, I had a bottle with me like this, and it was a similar one at home, exact same one. Sorry. So I sent her a message, asked if she could weigh out a certain amount of oats, take a picture of it, and send it to me so I could copy when I was in Thailand. Extreme.
It's extreme, yeah.
But it was silly. It was something I don't regret because that in itself was crazy. But there was times where I remember there was women walking up and down the beach selling coconuts, and it's just coconut water, and I wouldn't have it because it wasn't on the diet that I'd made for myself. You know, it was crazy.
Just water, like,
and I don't know if I'll ever be back in Thailand again to do that. And you know, it's something I regret. But it's something you learn from then as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Like now you're I suppose you've come around to it. Like. And
I think so. Like, I think it's nearly a story that you can tell clients then as well, and it's something you put across to the staff, or the same as us. Our team is the exact same. That we're not afraid to have different things, or not afraid to step away from our diet or eat unhealthy things, because you have to live your life as well. You know.
Exactly,
But I think that's what's best about your gym, like, is that when people join a gym, they're almost afraid, like, if they get a program and maybe a diet off that said gym, like, they have to stick to it. And if they have a weigh-in in, they're going in, they're saying, geez, like, I haven't stuck to this. I'm not going in embarrassing myself in front of these people. Whereas if they go to your gym, it's kind of, you see it on Snapchat, you're way more relaxed. Like, you know, you're not going to criticize someone if they've had a bad week or whatever. Like, you just kind of get back on your horse.
That's the way we wanted it, because, like, who are we to give out to someone because they've eaten a certain food? If someone wants to do something, and if they've decided to do it, they want to do it in that situation. And I applaud them for it, because I wouldn't listen. I've never listened to anyone when they told me to do something. So it's the same thing. But yeah, like, I've been there and I know what it's like, and it can be hard for people to come away from it. But I think people now are gradually starting to do that. I think that's what the way the fitness industry is going. It kind of started to get a bit extreme and it went crazy, and now I think it's starting to come back down again. That people can become more relaxed, which is great.
I think people are chasing, and like especially your gym, like the more kind of positive mentality, like and kind of just leave the gym a happier person, I suppose, rather than leave with that one more ab, or do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, kind of walking in the door with a six pack.
It's not going to make a difference to you if you're happy in whatever you do. If you want to eat cheeseburgers all day, and if you're genuinely happy, then that's our goal. Like, you know, like, even in the cafe now this week, we've introduced say unhealthier foods. We things like lemon drizzle or Rocky Road things.
I saw the Rocky Road jam face. Looks
savage.
The two of us are very fond of the Rocky Road.
But it's not exactly. It's not healthy food. It's not looked at as healthy food, but we're not afraid to serve it there, because you know, people have to live their life as well. That's something we push big time.
Definitely, And you tipped on earlier about you were in Crease Street doing you did your leaving cert there. You went back recently to do a talk there. Like, how did that feel, like, going back to your secondary school?
It was
like
crazy.
I went to Crease Street as well, but
I think it was one
going back and seeing everyone like.
In time you will. I don't know. It was surreal. It was one of those things that when I was in school, I never thought I'd be asked to come back and give a talk to students. And it was crazy being there and talking to students in that way. But it was a massive honour for, it was Miss Smith, the PE teacher, and just my PE teacher, and I was there as well, asked me to come back and just talk about kind of business. And I suppose it was nearly kind of more of a life thought, that not to stress too much about school and not to you know, put so much emphasis in exams, because it was something that my parents used to kill me. I didn't do a whole lot of study for my leaving cert, but I just knew it wasn't the most important thing. I knew that I'd succeed in something if I didn't do well in my leaving cert. I knew I'd have the drive to do it. So it was amazing to go back and talk to students about that, and the feedback you get from it then as well is great.
Yeah,
definitely.
What kind of student would you say you were? Like, you weren't the most studious, I suppose, or were you?
I was
were you a bit of a mess or anything in class?
I was definitely a messer. I was an in-between. Like, I was the type of guy that didn't have to do a huge amount of study. But then I was also a guy that would never study. So I could get away with it. But I used to love, it's like my everyday life now, I love having a bit of a laugh or laughing all day and just getting up to a bit of mischief, you know. I was never a bold student, if you want to say that. I never did anything bad, but it was things that I think teachers even appreciate, that they remember me from, that I was able to have a laugh with them, you know. But I'd know where my boundary.
Yeah, you knew where the line was. You wouldn't cross it, like, not in Crease Street anyway. And like, when you were in school, did you play many sports, or did you just stick to the soccer and the GA or what?
I played. I was playing soccer and outside of school and I played inside school. There was no soccer in Cruciate at the time. I don't think there's still.
No, there's still no soccer. No.
But I played hurling up till maybe 14 or 15. I wasn't great at it, so I gave that up. So I played football, but I didn't plan to play football in school. I remember Mick Evans,
yeah, he left when I was in 6th
when I was in, I think it was in 4th year, and he seen me play a football game for the Bears at the time, and he took me out of a class and he asked me why I wasn't playing with the school, and I said I didn't have time, and he said, if you don't play with the school, I'll make your life hell. So I had 2 years left, so I had to go and play.
They're a real football school, like.
But it was cool, it was something I'm glad he did do, because I suppose it was that thing that you didn't want to be bringing an extra bag to school, and you didn't want to be doing training after school and around teachers and stuff again. But it was a crazy experience. We had Paul Galvin as one of our managers at the time. He left then when I was in 6th year, and Aidan Moynihan was amazing manager as well. But it was cool to live that experience, and I'm glad I did.
To have those memories.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was like we didn't win anything, right? But it was still cool to be. Like I played football matches with guys from Blackrock or St. Michael's and Nemo and stuff. Usually be competing against them in every game. But then when you're on the same teams, then it was cool. It was a cool experience.
And you went on to play a bit of soccer then afterwards, still with Cork City under 21s, you were saying.
Yes, like soccer was always my main one, the one I want to put most emphasis into. And I played with, it's like my home club from Toker Greenwood.
Yeah.
Greenwood.
So I played with them up until kind of youths, and I played with Cork Schoolboys League then from youth. I think it was called Cork Schoolboys League from youths, and then it was Cork City manager was a manager of that. He asked me to play under 21s for them, so I went, and I think I played one match with the Bears and I got injured in quarterfinal, so I only played maybe 1 or 2 matches with Cork City before I was injured.
The cruciate end, was it?
Yeah, so it's gone now again. Actually, it's my 3rd time.
Serious?
Well, it's been gone for the last 4 years, but I just do enough in the gym just to make sure I maintain. Yeah. But something that's happened massively to a lot of players now, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's putting into your career now completely. Like you wouldn't go back and play. Like
no, it was just too
hard.
hard.
Fear of it, like.
It happened first when I was 18, then it happened again when I was, I think 20. I just turned 20, and I said if it ever happened again that I wouldn't do it, and it happened a 3rd time maybe. I think it was maybe 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
But it was just I couldn't do any more. Like you're kind of told to do maybe exercises 3 or 4 times a day, and I was doing them 5 and 6 times a day. I wasn't doing too much, but I was making sure that I was putting effort into it. But I still came back and got injured. I think I just had that. I suppose I was nearly unlucky. I've seen guys that wouldn't put the effort in, and they're still playing now. It drives me mad. But I think everything happens for a reason. I've no regrets or nothing like that. I think if that didn't happen, then I wouldn't have a business now, or I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I'd probably still be chasing that pro dream of being a soccer player,
It's such a mentally bearing injury as well, like especially if it happens to you a few times, like you're out for 9 months or whatever, like, and you put so much work into the rehab, and then you just come back and it's happening again, like, and then
it's horrible.
You're out again, like, it's really.
I think it's probably the worst. Well, not the worst injury that can happen, but for someone who's playing a field sport, it's one of the worst things that can happen, because if you break a leg, you just get it plaster Paris and you let it heal. But with this, it's every single day, and you're going to physio 2 and 3 times a week, and your club is ringing you asking how you're getting on and want you back, and they'll probably push you or bring you back earlier than you should do,
and then it happens again,
but yes, geez, like mentally that was one of the hardest times I ever went through. Like when you go through the first one that happened in the semi-final of under 21 county, so I knew I was going to miss the final, even though I was brought back 6 weeks later to play in the final, which I shouldn't have. But it was those things that you didn't care back then. You're
so young as well, like you don't, like, you're just kind of taking the advice of the coaches, like. And
I think there was a trouble. I played. There was times when I was playing with Greenwood and I was playing under 16s, and I have an under 16 game, a youth game, and a junior or a senior game in the same weekend. So I could be playing 3 matches, and then I might have a football match during the week. And so I was doing too much, because I think when you're young, when people are asking of you and they want you to play at an older age or a different age, it's cool to do that. So you'll just listen and just go,
Definitely, yeah. And do you think with the cruciate, like having gone through it yourself, is it something to do with the boots, or do you think once you've done it, it's kind of vulnerable to happen again to you?
I don't know. I actually had this conversation with a guy in the gym last week, because he tore his cruciate for the second time as well. A Kerry guy. That was probably his fault. But he, fair's nice guy, but the same thing happened to him. But I think it's down to the fact that people didn't know what it was 20 years ago or 15 years ago. I think people are able to go and get the scans now and they'll say exactly what it is, But I don't know. Like, people say that blades were the problem, that it gets stuck in the ground. But it happened for me landing from, I jumped in the air and kind of got nudged in the air and I landed wrong, my knee buckled, So it happens to people different ways. The last time it happened, I was in a warm-up and I was just lunging and I stood into a pothole and my knee buckle as well, you know. So I think people are just unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what can I blame boots. I just don't know.
Yeah, it's just it's the
Yeah.
But I know blades definitely will stick in the ground more than studs will, because they twist a bit more. But I don't know. I wouldn't blame just
there's
necessarily
so
on
many
boots.
factors, like you have the pitches, you have the boots, everything, like you
And
Turning
people are
seems
saying
to
that
be
it can be because people are fitter as well. But I don't know. People, are fitter, but their muscle. I suppose people nowadays would spend a lot more time building muscle and supporting joints. So I don't know. I couldn't say it's down to any one factor, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose moving on from that, the social media side of things with Dan Sweeney Health and Fitness is massive. Like, and you started doing vlogs, I suppose, recently.
You've
4 or
about
5 weeks
22
ago.
done, is it?
23 done now.
Yeah.
Today is 24 now.
Oh, we'll be on it.
How are you finding them?
They're fun. I
Yeah.
love doing them. If I didn't have to, and I say this to the lads every day, if I didn't have to be in the gym every day and just go and do social media, I'd love it.
Yeah.
And I still kind of do a bit of that anyway. But it's not that I don't want to be in the gym anymore. I just love the interaction with people on social media and just having a bit of a laugh, you know. I think we started 4 or 5 weeks ago. And the response has been crazy. You know, people are looking to team up with us and do different vlogs and stuff. But I'm looking to do one every day and kind of getting out about 6 a week now, which is kind of cool. And I kind of film and edit myself, and the lads, we just come up with different ideas. We kind of meet and say, what do we want to do, you know? But it's not just in the gym. If you go into YouTube or if you go into Facebook, you can see plenty of stuff that's done in the gym. So we wanted to be that bit different, you know, and offer people a bit of release from the stress of life, or a bit of a fun, or a bit of a laugh, you know.
Yeah.
It just makes the environment in the gym that bit kind of cooler as well. Like, you know, you're coming into a gym where you know the people are relaxed in there, you know, the staff are friendly.
Yeah.
It kind of helps a lot, like.
It is crazy. It's like there's times where people would walk in, and like I think that was our goal at the very start, that people would walk in and they'd know where to walk.
Yeah.
And it kind of started with Snapchat. I think people, when people walk into a new building or new business, they're nearly embarrassed to open the front door because they don't know which way to walk or where the reception is. So that was our first thing that we wanted to get on Snapchat. So people would walk in, they know exactly where everything is, they know what way we talk, what way we act, so that people already know you before they come in. And it's been crazy. People come up to the streets, honestly, to each one of us and ask us. Recently, have asked us for pictures, and it's kind of
like a weird feeling.
It's mad. It is mad, and like. It's brilliant because I think it shows what we're doing is working then as well, that people are getting to know us, and people know my kids' names and stuff, you know, which is mad. People, I think Irish people are nosy in general.
Yeah,
they
love
want
to know about
everything.
people. Like,
They love the fly on the wall kind of experience.
Exactly,
like, I suppose,
and that's what we try to give people. So we don't do. I think if you watch across all our social media, you might see 5% or 10% max of gym stuff.
Yeah.
The rest is us just having a laugh or just talking about life in general, you know.
Yeah, to be fair, like on Instagram, I've never actually kind of come across a client profile or anything like that. I just love that I see ye having fun. It would actually entice people to come to join ye, like if they're looking for a gym. It's kind of putting it in their mind, like.
Yeah,
People
like any client transformations or any kind of big things like that, like.
There's a lot of gyms spam with that online as well. Like you kind of see them, you get kind of sick of seeing it. You're kind of, you know.
I used to do that 2-3 years ago, and I had a small studio because it wasn't really being done at the time. But then when you see it everywhere and you see a lot of, you know, fake stuff and Photoshop stuff, then it was something I wanted to get away from. Because I think the fitness industry is heading that way. It's getting extreme, and people are getting seriously pissed off with it. That if you're not into the gym, you don't like it, you just want to block it out. Whereas I think like that's what we wanted to do, is we wanted to hit everyone in the whole world. And what does everyone like doing is just having a bit of a laugh and having fun, you know. And if we were just aiming at the fitness industry, the market is very small.
Yeah,
definitely.
Do you feel like people are kind of getting on that subject, like people are kind of getting lost with the whole body image side of things, that like people are almost kind of their characters becoming their body, like that?
Massively.
Do you know, if they have a six pack, they feel they're the king, like, or do you know?
Yeah, it's gone that way, definitely. And I totally got caught up in it. Definitely, when I was in Thailand that time, it was that way I wanted to be. If you chase this body type, then you're going to make it, or you're going to be someone that people look up to. But I've seen it over the years that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I've met people of all body shapes, and I don't care what way they are. You know, if they're happy in what they're doing, then that's the most important thing. But I think, like you'd see it on Instagram at the moment, it's mad. Some of the pictures that you'd see, it is crazy, and people are building a name for themselves because of their body. But I think that's going to come back to bite them in the ass, because they've nothing to show for it at the end of the day. They've no product. They're not giving you anything back.
They've no service. Such, like.
Yeah, it's interesting. Even with bloggers, like I have a lot of blogger friends as well, and they're doing amazing. They're doing amazing work. But there'll be a lot of people who just post a picture of like this amazing handbag they got, or this amazing holiday they're going on for free. And I kind of look at that and say that it's kind of depressing, because you're looking at this person's amazing life and you might never get there.
Yeah,
But you
it's
still follow them. So what do you get back? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But then on the other side I do, because it's people love seeing what people have and love seeing what they're doing. So it's just interesting times. You see what will happen in time, you know.
Yeah.
But definitely, like with the Instagram, I think if someone goes to the gym nowadays, like if they don't have the muscles, they're not going to post about it on Instagram, because they're just absolutely worried that they'll be slated. Like, say, what are you doing putting it up? Like, you need to kind of back off, and
I know.
you need to have that kind of hashtag #FitFam kind of look. Like,
it's mad, but I honestly think it's changing. Like, we're putting massive effort into it. Like our classes, have you seen the Astro kind of area outside when you look down?
The Prowler and
a lot of our
stuff,
classes are out there, so we got girls running on the Astro. Like, so the gym would be going on in the class. One of the circuits might be you have to go outside and push a Prowler, or you have to sprint up and down the Astro. And at the start, people were wary or they were embarrassed because girls don't run, you know. But now it's a massive thing. We have a lot of classes out on the Astro and girls are jumping on. And I say girls because it's just girls can be, I suppose, the most intimidated to walk into a gym, especially jumping on things in case they fall, or running in case they fall, you know. But now it's just the norm. They love doing those kind of classes.
Definitely, and like even touching on your own success, like your mindset has played a big part in you like achieving your goals and opening the gym, opening the Pallet. Like we'll talk a bit about your mindset. Like you're up every day 4:45 a.m. working out, like everyone's still asleep in bed. Like is that something that you just kind of said, right, I have to do this now? Or
it kind of started as, to be honest, kind of started as a thing that I used to train maybe at lunchtime. But it was taking me an hour to train, and I'd have to have a shower, and I'd go home and have some tea. So I was kind of losing 2 hours in a day. So if I got up at 4 o'clock, trained at maybe 4:45, I was gaining those 2 hours back. But what it's given me then is just, I don't know, I think that's the only time of the day that I actually have to myself, that no one, even though I train with Ant or one of the lads would just pop in. It's the only time we actually have to ourselves, that our phone isn't buzzing, or you know, you're not getting notifications for different things or phone calls, and it's amazing. It's a nice time because you're finished training, you've had your breakfast, and people are still in bed. We're starting at 6 and we're finished training and have our breakfast, you know. But yeah, I don't know. People like my mum and dad would give out to me about not having enough sleep and stuff. But I don't know. I think you get used to the amount of sleep you have. I kind of sleep maybe 5 hours a night, and I'm totally used to it. I'm totally used to it. I'm never tired. If I slept 7 hours now, I'd feel more tired than I do when I sleep 5. But my body, or your body, just reacts to everything, gets used to everything you do, you know. So I think anybody can do it. If you want to achieve something, you just have to put the effort into it, you know.
So I suppose like you have to kind of live life attitude. Like you have to live it to the full. Like if there's a quote that we saw the other day online, like, and we loved it. It was like, the graveyard is rich, basically, like, because people haven't followed their dreams, like they're going to the grave with their money, like. And but I think what you're doing is you're putting it out there. Don't be afraid, like, kind of just if you have a kind of a goal, just go for it, like.
Yeah, I think I actually met a guy. It's funny you said. I met a guy 2 days ago, and he said the same thing. He gave me this brilliant idea. I thought it was a brilliant idea. I'm not going to share it with you now because I know you'll see it. And I thought it was a brilliant idea, so I kind of asked him. I said, "Why don't you just go for it?" And he said, "Oh, I don't have time. I'm working like kind of 9 to 5, and then I go home, and he's a 14-month-old baby now." And he said, "So I don't have time." And I was kind of saying, "But what do you do when they go to sleep then?" And he said, "Oh, I go to bed." But I said, "But you could use 2 hours then at night time that you could really put an effort into this. This could be huge," because he doesn't necessarily like the job he's in at the moment. But it was kind of like, I'll see. But I kind of look at that and I say, if you really do want to do it, it doesn't matter. You'll put 20 hours in a day, you know. You'll find time to do it. Just lose an extra hour sleep or get up an hour earlier if you really want to do something. And it's something that our team has really bought into as well, because like you're here for such a short space of time. You should never allow anyone to tell you what to do, or within reason, of course. But like if you really want to do something, if you have dreams, then do absolutely everything, because before you know it, you're going to be 50 years of age, and you kind of say, "Oh, I can't do it now," or you know, even though it's never too late. But I can't understand why people won't chase it.
I think it's just the Irish mentality, like, you know. There's
I think so.
People in like it's kind of Cork and Ireland alone. Like people are kind of almost like, if you succeed, they kind of like they want to bring you down, like, you know, like you shouldn't be succeeding, like, you know.
You'd always see that. I think that's why people are afraid to put themselves on social media. Like, we would have put videos out and you'd get bashed over things, but I don't care, and the lads don't care, because you're always going to get that. If you put yourself out there, you have to be ready to get some negativity as well, as because people will be that bit jealous that they can't do it themselves, you know.
Absolutely.
But that's just part of it.
Yeah, just stepping outside the comfort zone, like. You had a new baby boy recently. Congratulations.
Freddie. We all love him.
How are you finding the madness of being a young father with managing all of this other hectic stuff?
That's grand.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair now, Caddy's been amazing at home. She knows that I have to work long days, and I get home when I can. But he's been amazing. Like, he really, really is easy now that he's sleeping through the night already, that he might go to sleep at 9 o'clock and he's sleeping until 8 or 9 the next morning.
Yeah.
So it's fine. He is fine. But no, Caddy's been a massive help at home, that she can stay at home and she can mind them, and Caitlin, and just, allow me to not be worried about getting home all day and have to be at
Yeah.
home. That she kind of says, just go do your thing and I'll see you when I see you, which
You're
is
kind of
great,
finding it okay to maintain like juggling work and the family at the minute, like.
Yeah, like it's something I want to be able to spend more time at, and I know I will in time. But right now, I'm the type of guy that I have to give this my all. I have to chase the whole thing, and
Yeah,
I don't think you'll ever reach where you want to go. But I want to be able to, I suppose, live a life that I can do the things I want to do, but then spend it with my family then as well, and bring
Yeah,
them places,
absolutely.
Find the right balance.
Exactly, yeah.
And we seen when you were hiring staff there recently, I think you hired a new member. You were just saying, it was on some video, and I'm not sure, on YouTube or one of your stories, that
Snapchat,
you weren't interested in CVs or anything. You wanted to know more about the person, I suppose. Like,
It was a very unusual way of doing it. Like,
yeah,
we thought we were kind of like,
I suppose, but
I
very cool. Like.
I suppose it came from my experience that I didn't finish college. I didn't complete anything, so I did my Leaving Cert and that was it. I obviously went on to do PT courses and nutrition courses, but I don't have a college course or college degree, So I kind of looked at the people that I've met through the years, and I've met a lot of people that were extremely clever, extremely nice, and they haven't finished school, or they haven't finished college, and they'll apply for a job and they have no hope because they haven't gone to college, so they're not good enough, And I've also met a lot of people, and I've been friends with a lot of people that were extremely smart and did extremely well in college, and they're unemployed now because they just can't hold it down. They don't have the drive or don't have the passion to do things, So it was something that I set out. We kind of wanted to send out a message that it doesn't matter. We didn't know what we were looking for. We didn't know if it was a PT or, I said anything. And I even gave the example of a chef. I gave the example because we didn't have the cafe open then. We didn't know, or did we? No, we didn't actually. So I said anything. Yeah. So we kind of put out a video and said that we're looking to hire someone. If you feel that you can add to our business, then come apply. We don't want CVs. You want to, you to put the effort in, and whatever that may be. And we didn't say what it was. And people sent in videos, and people sent in messages and stuff. And that's when we met Aideen then. She sent in a video, and a funny video and a clever video to us. But I suppose one more about the person than what's down on a piece of paper. I don't care if you've won, 6 medals in your secondary school races. It doesn't matter, I think CVs are, like, you can be an amazing person and your CV is thrown to the side just because you didn't do enough qualification, you don't have enough experience. The person, to me, is more important than anything.
Yeah, that's very good. I love that mentality.
Yeah, I think that's almost how the world is going to change now. Like, I think
so.
Businesses are going to have to take the risk and take someone on if they don't have the degree. Like, because there's people out there, as you said, like, who don't have a degree, but they can do the job much better than someone that has the degree.
Like there's hundreds and hundreds of examples of people who've set up businesses and are multi-millionaires now, and they'll never have to worry about money again, and they've accomplished more than any of us could ever dream of. And they've never went to school. Like Gary Vee is one person I look up to. He's huge, and his advice is crazy. And he didn't finish school, if I'm right, did he?
I'm not fully sure.
I don't think he finished school. There's a lot of people who didn't finish school and they'll do well. I don't know. I think the schooling system in Ireland is I don't know. I think
it's
we
a bit
put
of a weird one. Like, it is.
We put a lot of emphasis on it, and when you come out, you go into school to learn skills to take forward in life.
Yeah.
And if you look at it at the end of the day, what did you learn? What skills do you have for life? Rather than for college. You can read and write, and you can build relationships and stuff like that. But you don't know how to cook for yourself. You don't know all the basics for life. If you want to use the word you don't know all these things, So I think a lot of emphasis is put on the education system in Ireland, and it's wrong.
Yeah. And like you're so friendly with your staff and all that. Like, it's like you're all one big happy family, kind of all best friends. Like, I know you were in Killarney recently, and you're going to New York, I think, down the line. But how do you find the dynamic of like being friendly, like, versus being the boss man as well? Like, is it kind of hard to manage that? Like,
no, I'll never be the boss man. Like, people will always. I was always kind of warned about that if there's not a fine line, if you don't, put the stamp on that, then they'll take the piss or they'll walk all over you. But it's not. I kind of look at it as I'm trying to build something with this team. We're all trying to move towards our goal, and I generally say to them every day that this isn't for me. It's not a case of we get this big and it's just me and I'll see you later. It's to bring people with me, and do it as a team, you know. But I kind of look at it as that I've set up a business, and just because I've set up a business doesn't mean I can treat someone like shit because I'm the boss. They're still a person, you know.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
so, I treat them the same as I'd like anyone to treat me, and that's in a friendly way. I think positions come to you naturally. I couldn't be the boss. I worked as a manager in a previous gym, and I couldn't be the boss. I couldn't give out to someone. If someone took the absolute piss, then I could. But I'm not going to give out to someone for taking a rest for 5 minutes or for doing something that they shouldn't have done. It's crazy, and I think businesses are starting to move that way as well. I find I get a lot more out of them as a team by being the way I am, by being friendly and by being me. I can't be any other way, you know.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a very good approach, because like I suppose then your staff as well, they're all moving towards the same goals as you. Like, you know, they actually want to achieve these goals rather than just coming in and just working 9 to 5, shutting the door and forgetting about it. Like, you know, it's actually become part of their life, and they really want to achieve those goals.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I think when you own a business, then you have to want to achieve something. You can't just open a door and expect to just make money or, you know, just exist. Our thing it honestly isn't money. I don't care how much money I make or don't make or lose.
Yeah.
It's trying to build something, and we're putting a lot of effort into that. And the lads have bought into it hugely as well. In that we're going to New York in September, the 7th of September as a team again, and that's crazy, you know. And the commitment from them to want to do it as well. Of course, it's a cool opportunity, but it's crazy from them as well, you know. But yeah, I don't think I'd have it any other way.
Brilliant, yeah. Love
Definitely, yeah. Like, but like even you touched there earlier, like about the vlogging and stuff. Is there a favorite vlogger you have, or?
Yeah. Casey Neistat.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Yeah.
He
Joe has
like
a bit of a crush on
yeah,
him.
oh really?
Yeah.
I'll fight you
I'd
for him,
always be
so.
taking his music and stuff. The music he uses, like, you know,
He's
copyright free stuff.
I just think it's cool. Like, I look at the lifestyle he has, and it's something that we kind of chase as well. That he's able to travel and he's able to experience these things and give off. So he's a real happy guy as well. He gives off that positive attitude, and it's great, you know. And people feed off it then as well. Yeah. But yeah, he's he probably be the best out there now.
Oh yeah, he lives the dream. In fairness, like zipping
Definitely.
around on his boosted board there around New York
crazy.
and all that, like
It's
in
crazy.
between
That's the
traffic
dream.
and the whole
New York is the place that I'm just obsessed with. The lads would mock me and work every day because they'll ask me where I got a certain thing, like where'd you get the hat, and I'll say New York, and I say, geez, were you in New York? Because I mention it every day. They know I've been there a million times.
I've seen like you actually want to move there, like with your family. Like
I don't know. I think it's an Irish thing again that we're all settled on this small island, but
you have to live here, like
and a lot of people, of course, have moved away, and some people have had to move away, which is unfortunate. But I don't know, like, we're here for such a short time again. I can't understand why people want to just spend all their time on this one small island that is the whole world out there to see, you know. And it's something I definitely want to experience if we can do it. And fortunately, the caddy would be happy to do it as well. But New York is the dream, right? If we could.
And is travel a kind of big passion of yours? Like,
It's something I didn't really get to do because, you know, I suppose I kind of started a business at a young age, so you're kind of built into that then. But I've done some bit of traveling, but I haven't. Well, I've went on holidays, but I haven't traveled. You know, we went to New York, Miami, and Orlando on our honeymoon and stuff. But again, it's a holiday. It's not traveling. I'd love to experience, you know, South America or a place you just go and just fend for yourself. You just have to go and travel.
6
you know?
weeks there, like
exactly. It's something we're maybe thinking of next summer if we can. But we see what the business is then. Like, it'd be cool. Like that's what I want to do as well, is just share these things with people that, like we're talking. My wife is actually half Filipino. Her dad was Filipino, so we're looking to go to Philippines next year. So something I'd love to share with people as well. When you're doing a vlog in a place like that, it's a place that people mightn't ever travel to. But you can show them your experience of it and just some funny aspects of it as well.
Yeah. And you touched on earlier, you worked in the industry as a manager before you opened up yourself. How did you find working in like the gym industry? Like, has it shaped your idea of what you don't want to do or what you want to do? Yeah, definitely.
And like I have no bad words to say about that place because I really appreciate getting the opportunity, you know, because I didn't have a whole lot of experience, but I was brought in as gym manager, which is great, you know, kind of boosted my confidence. But I think it showed what I didn't want to do and what I did want to do. You know, I definitely didn't want to be a manager of a place, managing people. I wanted to be a lot more creative, and it was the type of place that, and that's fine. Like that business owner wanted to go a certain way, and I kind of seen the industry going a different way or something I'd like to do, you know, and it wasn't something I loved doing. So it was best that we didn't, you know, carry on the way we were going.
Yeah. I even saw on a Facebook Live you did there the other day. You kind of told a story about how you locked someone in the gym.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you were.
I was kind of rushing out of there one night to to get home, I was kind of doing a lot of lockups, which had been 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And there was someone in the male shower, but you know, it was one of those censored lights.
Mm.
So the light was off in the change room, but he was in the shower, so I didn't see. So I kind of ran out, locked the door, and just flew out, locked the front gate. I went home, went straight to bed. So the next morning, I had maybe 20 missed calls.
Go away.
So the guy obviously came out, the door was locked. He was seen on CCTV. The alarm went off. So the owner rang the gym. He answered and told him there was a spare key, and he was able to get himself out. But it was a funny story. I didn't get,
Yeah,
you know, I didn't get given out to anything like that. But it was one of those things that, you know, you're just rushing to get out. You don't check everything and just run.
But you'll know forevermore then, I suppose, if you're ever locking up now, like.
It was something that we
You
do.
used to do that on the Snapchat. You do the handle.
I
Yeah.
OCD, yeah.
Yeah.
The lads mock me over that.
Just do that.
Certain things I used to be very bad before that. With a light switch, you know, when the light switch, you push it down to turn it on, yeah?
Yeah.
So when I turn it off, I used to have to rub it 4 times to make sure it was off, even though the light is obviously off. With the handle of the front door, I have to do that 4 times.
I saw that on the Snapchat.
I used to be very bad. I just have the handle now, that's all I have. And the fridge at home, when I push it closed, I have to make sure it's closed 4 times.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't know what I think is going to happen, but
Yeah.
I just have that thing in me. You know?
It's insane. Yeah, definitely.
Something we actually haven't spoken about, which I meant to say, was the drone. You bought a drone recently, did you?
Oh, yeah.
I
I think that was one aspect we wanted to include in our videos, that everything looks cool from the air, and I've always wanted a drone. And we kind of took the step to get it. So we kind of started, I think we introduced it maybe 10 vlogs ago. But it's added a cool dynamic to videos. We did a video down on Inch Beach where
That was
I
savage,
attached,
yeah.
It was cool.
Oh, I just
I
watched it
attached,
this morning.
did
Yeah.
I attached a rubber dinghy to the back of my car, and Ant drove the car, and we had a drone flying above. But it's cool because it was picked up by a page Extreme, which has maybe, I think it's nearly 3 million followers on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it was shared by them because it was a cool thing to do,
was
you know.
kind
But
of
you
extreme,
don't get the same shot with just the camera. When the drone is above, it can actually follow you. You don't have to control it and stuff. So it's cool. Yeah, it's a cool thing.
It does give a cool intro to the videos. Like when you're starting your vlog and you're in a certain place, you get that kind of view of it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just
Like that's what
draws
I'm
people
gone
in
mad.
it.
I'm not a videographer, and I was never into it, but it's just something I love doing, that you can create something that looks really cool from just, I think we 3 cameras now. But you can make something look really cool, and you might just go playing pitch and putt, or you might go playing a game of soccer, and it looks cool because you have the drone, you have different camera angles, and you're able to get creative with it.
Yeah.
definitely. And you were talking about Ant there earlier. He kind of joined the team as well.
Yeah.
As he brought a whole new dynamic as well
Definitely,
to the.
like
to the team.
everyone loves that, and it's I don't know, it's
Ant
that
with the
gut,
brows.
it's that gut thing, yeah, it's that gut thing again. That we're always open to anyone approaching us about anything at all. Like, I'll always listen to things. And Ant worked as a makeup artist in Brown Thomas.
Yeah, he actually did my sister's makeup.
Really?
Her
Yeah.
first ever time getting her makeup
And
done.
he's brilliant at it.
and
He's
just done
known
it.
for being brilliant at it.
Yeah.
And he came into our gym, I think it was in April, I can't remember dates now, but he came in, and as soon as he came in, he was one of those guys that we all just loved straight away.
Just a proper character, like.
Yeah, he was just he's
He
a
had the
real
room,
nice guy,
like, yeah.
And then he approached Kate and said that he seen one of my videos and said that, I think I said something similar, that we're always open to listen to people's ideas.
Yeah.
So he came and said that he'd love to come working for us, doing our social media and stuff, and giving help with that. So kind of went from there. Then we talked about the cafe. So Ant loved the environment so much that he said, I'll work in the cafe until it gets to kind of a stage that the social media is big enough that I can just do full-time social media. So he kind of does, it's kind of like half and half now.
Yeah.
He's a massive help with our social media, and then works in the cafe as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we
Yeah,
have a bit
I
of glass. Yeah.
Yeah, we've a lot spoken about, I suppose. Like, we'll give you 30 seconds there. Tell everyone what's coming up for you, where they can reach you, social media, anything like that. Do you want to shout out?
I think you'll see us everywhere on social media. We have our Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all Dan Sweeney Health Fitness, and Snapchat is Dan Sweeney PT. So we're just looking to and YouTube. That's the one I'm trying to push
YouTube,
most.
Subscribe.
But yeah, YouTube is kind of something that we want to push hugely. So we're doing a lot of vlogs on that, so you can catch us there.
Perfect. And
stuff,
before you go, we're just going to present you with.
I just want to ask Dan one question before we even do that.
Okay.
So Dan, a question we want to ask every guest from now on is to tie in, I suppose, with our brand as well. Like, is what's frankly nuts about Dan Sweeney? You can take your time to think about it.
Okay.
We can edit it out.
No. So what's crazy about me?
Yeah.
I think a bit of me in general, in that, like, you'll see a lot of things coming up that I'm not afraid to do anything. Like, we have some crazy ideas lined up for vlogs and stuff. And I'm not afraid to make a fool out of myself, you know, and I'm not afraid to kind of step out of the norm and do things that people might look at and say, was he crazy to do that, or did he really do that?
Yeah.
Like recently, I went down the stairs in the gym on my mountain bike and I broke my hand. I didn't fall off the bike. I made the stairs, and I just crashed into the roar at the end of the stairs, which I should have moved. I broke my hand, but I knew I was kind of at the top of the stairs thinking this would be a cool shot for a vlog, even though it was like 3 seconds. It was a cool shot, but I broke my hand. So that's what's frankly not so.
Fair play. Thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks
Dan.
very much, and we're going to present you with the Frankly Nuts bit of glass for you.
Thank you.
For coming on the episode.
Thank you.
So here you go. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Mantelpiece. Thanks very much, Dan.
Cheers. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.
Cheers. Take it easy. All right, guys. So like, share, and subscribe. Any shout outs would be much appreciated, and we catch you next time, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll see you then, guys.
Thanks
Take it
very
easy.
much.